What is up, everybody?
It's
I like to cut Brett off to start this off. We are Beyond Us. As always, I'm Daniel. I'm joined by the one and only Brett.
Yo!
And Salo.
Woo woo.
And we are here to bring you episode 6. It's crazy to think. Honestly, like if we're being honest, that means we've been at this for 3 months.
Oh yeah, we've been working
hard. It also
hard.
means if we did one of these episodes a day, we still haven't filled a week.
That's true.
Yep.
That is also true, I suppose. If this was a daily thing, which is real rough because we be struggling to get content sometimes. Imagine if we were like a radio show. We ain't got shit to talk about.
Major respect to those people. I don't know how they do
We're
it.
sitting there like, come on, give us a caller, please.
Somebody?
Can I get a call?
Can we get a phone a friend?
I'm like sitting there. I'm texting my mom. Yo, I need you to call the show.
Well, so, and that's the thing. That's why I've tried to continuously mention on Twitter. We have a Twitter page. People can add us and give us topics they'd like us to discuss, questions they want to ask. I checked the Twitter. We ain't been added yet.
I have not checked the Twitter.
Yeah, see, I'm the social media guy.
I don't even have a Twitter, which I really do need to rectify.
So-
like now, like I feel like I just need to.
Our Twitter account is @BeyondUsENT Alpha, or E for elephant,
Alpha?
N for Nancy, T
Alpha?
for Tommy.
All right, my man said alpha, E for alpha. Yo,
I've been working all day phonetically at work. Okay, give me a break. I was thinking alpha, but my body was like E.
look. Here's the thing, y'all. If you found Beyond Us so far, you can find the Twitter. Let's move on and talk about the fact that this motherfucker said alpha.
Bro, this man said alfalfa. You got pointy hair and pointy ears.
Not an alpha. No disrespect to the alpha race, of course. I wasn't meaning it like that.
Damn.
So, how was everybody's week?
Oh, you just gonna try changing the topic
Yes,
like that?
absolutely.
He's just gonna try and walk away from it. He's gonna try and walk
It's like,
away.
can we just roll on? Can we just keep it moving?
He slid.
The show must go
He
on.
slid.
It's on him.
The lights are flickering everywhere. The shade is real.
Wow, that was rough.
Alpha.
I don't even.
The word of the day.
All right, let's move on. Brett, how was your week? This is where you talk, Brett.
How was your week, Brett?
Alpha? Come on, man. Alpha? I can't
Let's
move
just
past.
let it go.
All right, hold
Let
on.
it go.
Yeah. So my week was busy. I went from working the overnight shift to days in the same week.
Ooh.
Also started a new workout regimen. Hopefully that takes hold. A lot more focused on core and cardio.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I've been tired all week.
Yeah?
All week. I'm tired right now.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been exhausting. What about y'all?
What about you, Salo? What you been up to?
Pretty much like Brett, just cardio. I've been doing my running, so I bought a new. I bought like a professional. It's not professional. It's a website that gives you your running regimen based on your goals and based on your running time. So I plugged in my data, and it's like a monthly thing. It's a little expensive, but like I've noticed that it's kind of held me accountable. You know, like before I was using the Nike app, and all it tells you is go to your recovery pace. This is just a pace where you can keep it forever. Or go on your speed pace. This is a pace that has you working a little bit harder. But like the actual plan that I'm on, it gives me like exact metrics for me to know my pace, you know? So it's been fun doing that. That's what I've been up to.
Kind of forces you to actually do the work harder.
Yeah.
As
It prevents me
opposed to,
from
like-
slacking, you know?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, that's kind of why I signed up for those medals and stuff to just kind of keep me moving. So I get it.
They work, they're incentives.
Yep.
But how was your week?
That's not the only thing you've been doing.
Yeah.
Me?
I'm talking about him. He's also been dying 7 times a day
Oh, yeah, I've been playing a lot of 7 Days
for
to
7
Die.
days.
It's been fun, man. I've just been learning the ropes, and I like those kind of building games, zombie builder games, or like right there in my niche for whatever reason. I don't like a lot of games, but like when it hits me, Like, I get obsessed, you know? Like, Civilization was one of those games for me anyways. I know you guys have played the game, right? You guys like it?
7 days or Civilization?
Yeah. Not Civilization.
7 Days to Die.
I refuse to play Civilization.
Yeah, I've played 7 days.
to Die.
Yeah, I've played
very
7
fun.
days, yeah.
So what's been going on with you?
On my end, I'm, for those of you that can see, I'm in a different environment at the moment. I'm pet sitting for the next 10 days. So this one's a little bit rambunctious, and you may hear barking. I will do my best to mute my microphone if barking starts, but it might catch me off guard a little every once in a while, just because there's so much bass in there. But other than that, I've just been kind of kicking it. Nothing really different on my end, honestly.
Well, there was a event that took place not too long after we recorded the last podcast that has captivated the world and is the only reason I know about the Oscars.
I think it was while we were recording.
Oh, yeah.
Was it while we were recording?
I think so.
Yeah, it was when we were recording.
It happened while we were recording.
I got off the thing and I saw the next morning the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Only reason I knew the Oscars happened.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone who might not know,
I can't imagine how.
I can't imagine you don't.
But
know.
if you don't,
at the Oscars, this I forget which date it was. Was it the 8th? No, not the 8th. Today's the 8th. That's something else I need to talk about. I don't remember the exact day. I guess it was when we were recording the last podcast.
probably 25th.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
25th, 26th, something like that.
Chris Rock, hosting the Oscars, made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. And although there are many speculations as to why this happened, Will Smith got up, walked up on stage, smacked that man across the face, and proceeded to come sit back down. It has taken the world by storm, which I think a really big thing about it is it gives people something else to think about and pay attention to.
Especially right now with everything going on with the war and everything.
Right.
Yeah, like this is like a great distraction for people
from the real world, right?
Yeah.
Who let the dogs out?
There goes the dog. But something recently happened.
Yes.
The board for the Oscars
has
officially ruled that Will Smith will not be allowed to attend the Oscars for the next 10 years starting today.
Right.
So this came out very recently. It makes sense. I don't know. I think 10 years might be a little extreme.
Meh, who cares?
But
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Overall, doesn't matter. Oh, it sounds like somebody has some opinions about this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been waiting for somebody to tell me about this aggressive act of lack of self-control that he displayed. This is a man that has clearly some insecurities because he couldn't control himself and he hit another man on live television. That's ridiculous.
I don't know if that's how I'd phrase it.
No, because words are words, and you're a person in a spot of celebrity. You're a person who's putting yourself out there, so you know that what comes with the territory, you know? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what was said. The thing is that this man went up and assaulted another man on television. 10 years is enough, honestly.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like what Will Smith did was okay. I wouldn't say that he's clearly a man with a lot of insecurities. I would say that because I don't think it has to do with insecurities. I think it has to do with the fact that his wife runs the relationship.
Okay, I did not expect you were going to say that.
Yeah. When you look at Will Smith, the things he's talking about, the things he's done. This was incredibly out of
Yeah,
character.
this was off. This wasn't.
I mean, Will Smith isn't historically a guy that just lashes out and acts like this. Now, if this was his type of personality, I would agree. This would be a situation, like, hey, this is just a violent man with insecurities and needs to sort that out. But this has been, unfortunately, heavily viewed in the media before up until now, a lot of the issues that has been going on in his relationship. A lot of...
I agree. And you know what? Like, I don't care about...
toxicity.
I hate that they're attacking his family. I don't mess with it. Obviously, he wants to defend his family. I understand why, he thought he did it. And I don't like that. You're right. Like, the talking about the relationship, and I don't agree with any of that. My whole concept isn't even about them. It's just simply about, going up there and hurting someone.
And he shouldn't have smacked him. That shouldn't have happened. No. I'm not defending that.
And let me be very clear. I have no problems with that man. He's cool. He's cool in my books. I guess I get carried away, but my biggest thing that's my biggest thing. Just the aggression. Just the audacity of slapping someone in the face who can't defend themselves.
But he could have defended himself. It's not like he couldn't defend himself.
But you just don't do that. That's my point. You just don't do that.
I agree, but at the same time, I don't know. If I was sitting down trying to have a good night and someone disrespected my wife, I might feel the same type of way.
But would you do it? Would you hit him?
I don't know. It depends on the situation.
I don't agree with aggression in any form.
Honestly, it really does depend on the situation. Not to say that it's right.
When
you decide, well, see, that's the thing. Just because
not black
what
and white.
you're doing isn't right doesn't mean it's not something that people are going to do, because there are perceptions. There are personal perceptions. There are personal responsibilities that you might feel. There are responsibilities that the people you're protecting might feel. So,
and I think the bigger thing that no one talks about is the fact that Will Smith could have gone up there and rocked him.
That doesn't make it better.
No, but what I'm saying is he slapped him. It wasn't about hurting him. It was about disrespecting him. 100%. If he wanted to hurt him, he would have closed his fist and he would have hit him.
When the conversation always in the media lately gets turned into its aggression, it's excessive violence. That's not necessarily what happened.
No.
What happened was a form of disrespect back at the man who disrespected his wife.
Again, I'm not saying it was right.
No, it wasn't carried out in a professional manner. It wasn't carried out in an acceptable manner. But how we view and talk about things are important, I feel like. We shouldn't associate certain terms with this when it wasn't necessarily that case. Because the way people turn it is, oh, he's this very aggressive and violent person. I think we all know that's not Will Smith. He's not this really aggressive and violent person. The fact that it elevated to that means there's something deep-seated going on, as far as I can tell. There's more to the story. There's more to his motivations. There's more to what built up to that. And I think what it really shows is he's human, like the rest of us. That everyone has that point where they start doing things that maybe they're not the most proud of. Maybe they're not thinking clearly the most about. And that seemed like one of those moments for him. I mean, it's not like he's been going out and just saying on social media, nah, that motherfucker deserved it, da-da-da-da-da.
He's apologized for it.
He's been apologetic. He understands that wasn't the way he should have gone about it.
And, not to, compare apples and oranges, but if we're being completely fair here, everyone's, and I'm not going to get started on quote-unquote cancel culture in the world we live in right now, but everybody's kind of canceling Will Smith right now. But Kanye West has made threats to Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson, and there are people who are still on his side. Like, he is threatening them. He is telling people to go jump Pete Davidson. Will Smith slapped somebody. These are very different things, and everyone is against Will Smith right now, but there are still plenty of people siding with Kanye.
Yeah, no. I heard about the Kanye thing. I don't agree with it either. That dude clearly needs to go back on his medication.
I think this would have been immensely worse if it was
a closed fist.
Real aggression.
Yeah.
If it was a closed fist punch, if he was trying to
hurt him.
If he was trying to hurt Chris Rock, big problem. I mean, there's a reason Chris Rock did not press charges.
And I think one, I completely agree, because he didn't press charges. One, because I think he realizes he kind of stepped over a line, and two, what Will did to him didn't hurt him. But that's the other thing that we got to talk about. Like, clearly Will Smith wasn't trying to hurt him, because if we're being honest, Will Smith has 5 or 6 inches and a solid 100 pounds on Chris Rock.
And Chris Rock has learned how to box.
Yeah, and he knows how to box. Chris Rock took that hit and barely budged. Like, if he wanted to hurt him, Chris Rock would have taken way more effect in that moment.
Now, Chris Rock's response, the way he handled it, was fantastic.
Class.
In my opinion, he handled it very, very well.
I don't know. I mean, do I think that Will Smith needed to be banned for 10 years? I think 10 years might be a little harsh. 5 years, maybe.
I don't think it's going to matter.
I don't think it matters either way.
Again, going back to the point, only knew the Oscars were even happening.
Right. If anything, this is good for the Oscars.
Oh, yeah, their viewership went up. They actually have gone up since the last 3-4 years. I saw this article about it. This is the first time they've had a major spike. So
which is why part of me thought it was a publicity stunt.
And you know what? The 10 years could also be another publicity stunt where they just want to highlight what happened, and they're like, "Hey, we're even banning this guy for this." They want the attention, you know. I don't know. I don't agree with the action. I know you guys view it in kind of in a way where I get it. It's a disrespect thing. You don't disrespect your woman, and he just got a slap out of it. I get it. But this guy's a comedian, and I don't know.
So here's the thing. I do see what you're saying. And like I said, I agree with you. It shouldn't have happened. The only thing I didn't agree with that you said was that it was an act of aggression coming from a place of insecurity. And I don't agree with that.
Maybe I just spoke out of my ass.
No, I get it.
Your point also made sense. I mean, your point made sense completely, where it's like you have the media also taking this basically
and pushing their narrative.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that makes sense, you know? And maybe that came out of an article I read.
And I will say the other thing you said that I think is important to remember here is, yes, Chris Rock is a comedian. Comedians make their living off pushing the line. Here's the thing. We weren't at a Chris Rock comedy show. Will Smith didn't sign up to go to a comedy act and get roasted.
Okay.
If you go to a comedy show and sit in the front row, be prepared to get ripped.
I absolutely see that. And this is this guy's night.
This is a formal event. This is a formal evening. Will Smith is up for the biggest award of his life. And then somebody makes a joke about his wife's, hair, which is a health condition. Obviously it's not life-threatening, but it's still a condition nonetheless. It's not something she can just get rid of. Mm-hmm. And he, at no point did either of them sign up for it. I will not defend Will Smith in this, but I am getting tired of people defending Chris Rock.
I understand, because also the media's been just blowing this shit up. I get it. It's not really about the epidemic of aggression or societal norms, and we're accepting aggression by allowing. No, it's not that. No, it's not that. I get that. But yeah, it made everybody speak up.
Something I feel like this really highlighted on, probably not intentionally, but a lot of people have pieced things together in just things that make sense. Now, whether it's true or not, it seems like the influence of his wife may have had a big impact on this. You know, there's this shot of him laughing his ass off at the joke ahead of time because
I didn't see that, really?
So, I mean,
it's hard to tell if he was laughing at that joke or the joke before because of the timing.
Right. It could be different, but the way a lot of things piece together, the way people have covered their relationship, it seems like, you know, his family had a lot of impact on his mental state going into that. Seems. No one knows for sure. It's not something we should overly speculate on. But what keeps getting highlighted is, you know, on a similar vein of what you said, like the aggression, it's important to pay attention to why certain people do the things they do.
Right.
You know, especially with where we are in mental health right now. We should be open to these things. We should be open to why did it get to this point? What is going on in people's lives? Not necessarily we should be looking at all these celebrities and thinking about that. In my opinion, a lot of that is just their business and we should mind our own business. Right. But if we're going to use this, we should be looking at the people in our lives. You know, if people seem to be aggressive, if people seem to be acting out of place,
if
different,
it's out of character,
what is causing these things?
Right.
So that's a very interesting point.
That.
I was reading an article exactly about that, Brett. I'm glad you brought that up, actually. Like that people have been acting weird. People have been acting like this craziness because of everything that's been going on. Like it's been saying like people are drinking more, so there's more aggression-driven auto accidents from substance abuse. And it's not only drinking, you know, people are just taking this time to kind of build up with everything that's been going on. And one little thing could just like, you know, blow the fuse off and make them angry. So
yeah, all it takes, like, you know, when you have enough on your plate, when you have so many things on your mind, it's not the big things that set you.
It's the straw that breaks
edge.
the camel bassinet.
Yeah, exactly. It's that little thing that just makes it to where
I've been there.
I can't take it anymore.
I've been there.
You lose it.
Yeah, I mean,
same.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of it's been attributed to mental illness, but it can't be really explained away like that.
No.
It's kind of like it's a whole like everybody we know almost is being affected by this. It can't just be that. You know?
Everybody has a breaking point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody has mental health, like the state at, you know, in which their mind is. And
let me tell you something. If you have gone if you're, let's say our age, if you're 20, we'll say 25 to 30. If you are 25 to 30 years old and you have never in your entire life felt anxiety, depression, paranoia, any of that, first of all, congratulations, you are an anomaly. And second of all, you can go to hell.
Realistically,
because there's no way.
You could be set up in some of the best situations in life, right? You could be well off money, right? You could have a loving family. You could have every single thing that people might feel like they're missing in their lives and still succumb to anxiety.
Look at Robin Williams.
And depression. Like
Robin Williams is a perfect example.
It's the human condition right now. Basically, we're living through it, you know? It permeates through everyone. I think like everybody's feeling it, you know? Even if you don't believe in that, like I feel like you can kind of sense it in the air nowadays. Like everybody's just fucking tired, you know?
And we don't touch on mental health too much. We've talked about it here and there, but we don't touch on it too much. But I do think it's important. Look at the people around you. Look for the signs, you know, and act. Do not sit back and say, well, they might not want me to bother them. They do. They want you to bother them. They just don't know it yet. Like, they need somebody. And if you know somebody that needs somebody and you're not stepping up, you're a part of the problem.
Absolutely. It's very hard to step up when you know that it needs to be done, you know? Like, sometimes it is very hard, but you have to.
But on a more lighthearted manner, because this is getting sad.
Oh, go ahead.
I was
No,
just.
I don't.
I was. Gonna,
I will tell you. I will tell you one thing.
I don't necessarily think it's getting sad.
No, I was talking with Darius the other day. If it makes you guys feel better, like I was talking to him about the podcast and getting his feedback on it. And one of the things that he wanted us to bring up was men's mental health. So I thought that was pretty interesting that we kind of talked about it a little bit. Maybe we should transition away from this because mixed feelings and stuff like that. But I did want to ask you guys at least one question before we move on.
Yeah.
What you guys do or how you guys own your mental health. Like if you guys have like one thing you do or a tip, like I would love it if you guys could share what you guys do.
You want to go first?
Me? I can go first.
I was talking.
You can go first if you want to, Salo.
Yeah, it'll give you guys time. So one thing I was thinking about is like, I went through a rough patch like a couple months ago and I was really down and really I stuck to running. I never really thought about running as a way to kind of own my mental health, but I feel like that's been something that I can do. It's been a physical fact that I can fucking mark off. Like there'll be a check in that day, that I did something. So even if I feel like complete shit, even if I failed at the run, I still stepped up there and I still went out there. So like even the failures have been really helpful. I really appreciate running as a way to kind of just ground myself,
Do you mark that off on your calendar?
Primarily not. Sometimes I do. It's mostly on my phone now. So I've kind of lost track of the calendar now because I just track everything with my watch and it syncs to my phone. You guys are funny. I get it. They're trying to throw shade at my calendar always being wrong. I have to set it up beforehand.
You didn't even set it up. You haven't marked off any days in April.
Look.
It's still April 1st in Salo's world.
This man
He's a week behind
here this morning today. He's just like, "Hey, it's a new month." And he starts messing with his calendar, and I'm just like, "Bro, it's been a new month for 8 days. It's been a whole week. What you doing?"
Anywho,
no, that's good. That's good. Brett, you want to go? You got one?
Go ahead.
All right. So, I went through a real rough patch a couple years ago, and Brett was there for that. And it was real bad. And this was right when I had broken my ankle, so working out wasn't an option, unless I just wanted to do upper body. And we all know what we think of people that don't do leg day. So I have something that I think a lot of people should utilize more often, that anybody can do, no matter where you are in your life physically. I called Brett and Quinn. I leaned on my best friends. I leaned on people that I could trust, that I knew if I talked to, they would understand and they would just let me get it out. And I think that's really important, and something that a lot of people don't realize is that if you call someone that actually cares, they are not going to mind listening to you unload. The people that give you a hard time for venting are the people that don't care as much.
Absolutely.
So I think and that's something anybody can do. You pick one person, whoever you trust the most, and you say, "Hey, I really need to talk. Can you call me when you get off work? Can you call me when you wake up?" Whatever it may be. And then you just wait for a phone call. And that gives you time to compose, and you get it out.
I want to stress something, and it's something I hear all the time, and it's something that cannot be more untrue. I always hear, "I don't want to be a burden."
Yeah.
Yep. I hear it way too much. I hear it all the time. And I'm going to tell anyone right now that is listening, and I will tell more and more people later, you are not a burden. If you are talking to people that care about you, if you're talking to your friends, if you are talking to your family, if you are talking to people that you know love and care about you, you are not a burden. Mm-hmm. You are not a waste of their time because you matter to them.
Absolutely.
More than you will ever comprehend, you do in fact matter to them. You're not a burden.
You're absolutely right. Something that somebody said to me when I was in group therapy, and I've held on to, and it completely goes with what you just said, It's about that mentality of I don't want to be a burden. And they told me, and this is something that I think is really important, anxiety and depression can become so heavy that it can lead to suicide. Talking to somebody releases some of that weight. If you think you're a burden now just for talking to them, imagine how heavy that burden is when you're gone.
Absolutely. I agree.
And that really puts it into perspective. And it almost kind of guilt trips people into not committing suicide, if you think about it. It's kind of a very backhanded tactic, but it works.
It's freaking...
Yeah, that whole like,
it's gaslighting back.
Like, I guess you can do it, but I'm going to be really upset about it, man.
How dare you?
You going to do this to me? Like, it's a very backhanded way of going about it, but it is efficient.
On the day of my daughter's wedding? You don't do this now.
And of course...
Don't you dare.
Of course, I will about... I'd like to share the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, 800-273-8255. 800-273-8255.
Yep.
They just throw it out there, you know?
Agreed, yeah.
Yep.
It's free.
And,
if you
and
need it, use it.
It's free, and there are abundant of resources.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, it's... Anyway, it's important. So, that is a good topic.
Thank you for sharing, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. On a more lighthearted manner, we were talking about Will Smith. We all, I'm assuming, know the world of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air from back in the day.
Absolutely.
For those of you that don't know, Fresh Prince was remade.
He was born and raised, right?
On the west side of Philly. Shooting some b-ball outside of the school. But anyway...
There was like a couple of guys or something like that. I don't know.
They were up to no good.
Continue.
But this new show is a very serious, dramatized version of the show. They've had 10 episodes already. It's very different. I mean, I'm telling you, it's super different. I've watched every episode up until yesterday's. I haven't watched yesterday's episode yet. But it's a much grittier and darker interpretation of the show. Instead of some guys outside on the court just kind of fucking around, they're at, they go to the courts at night to squash a beef, and a fight breaks out, and a gun gets involved. Like, the whole thing's different.
This show is TVMA.
That's a lot more than just a little bit of
for mature audiences.
Yeah,
for
it's
the Prince of Bel-Air.
and it's on Peacock. It's called Bel-Air. It is a really good show. I highly recommend it. But I did have a question for you two. So,
go on.
In one of the episodes, the original Vi, the mom, the original actress, and the second Aunt Viv make a cameo in the show. Obviously, there's the history with the first Aunt Viv and everything. But the second Aunt Viv and the original mom make a cameo in the show. So, that's kind of cool, interesting. Maybe we'll see Alfonso Ribeiro and, everybody else from the show, the old show, make a cameo.
That'd be nice.
Which then brings me to my question. How would y'all feel about a show about Will Smith having a cameo by Will Smith?
Ooh, that's meta.
I think it would be awesome.
I think it'd be hysterical.
Really?
I think it'd be great.
If he was like, I don't know, like like a cousin or...
Here's what I think would be awesome.
And they don't acknowledge it.
He's not someone like ingrained in the family, right?
Right.
Make him real low key, like randomly
passing by,
like worker,
delivery driver,
something like that.
I feel like that'd be fun.
Passes on wisdom from his uncle, from the old show.
Ooh, I like
an original line.
That in like an original line.
That'd be cool.
Brings in. I think that would be awesome.
Oh, also, just because I just kind of wanted to shout it out, but they finally revealed who the actor for the dad is, And like it wasn't like a secret or anything. They just hadn't brought the dad in.
Mm-hmm.
It's Marlon Wayans.
Marlon Wayans.
And I love it. I love it. But no, like the show's real interesting, man. Like Carlton's not like a geek. Like he plays lacrosse and he does cocaine.
Wow, this is really TVMA.
And Hillary.
So he traded Adderall for cocaine.
Oh no, he does Addies too.
And
Xannies.
Full
Addies and Xannies and Coke and
oh my gosh, I need to watch this.
And Hillary.
Addies and Xannies and
Oh
Coke.
my.
Oh my.
And Hillary, like she's like a social media influencer who did like a lingerie cook stream. And like it's just crazy, man. Like the shit's so different. And Jeffrey is a thug. Like no, I'm not playing. Like Jeffrey is not a butler. He is like a Secret Service agent.
Ooh.
Like this motherfucker is different.
Different character.
The Black Alfred.
No, he more badass than Alfred.
That's saying something.
Wait.
Watch out.
Wait.
He's like if you had Alfred played by Idris Elba.
I'd like to see that. Yep.
I'm interested.
Yeah, he's pretty dope, bro.
Very interested.
But no, it's a good show. It's a good show. So I highly recommend if you have Peacock, you check it out. It's a real good show, y'all. Real good.
Peacock.
Speaking of a good show, I recently started watching Walker.
Oh, with Jared Padalecki?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like Walker, Texas Ranger.
No, I've heard that. I haven't watched it, but I have heard that.
It doesn't have that same like badass gritty feel. They're really going more towards a like family drama.
Wow, the trailer looks like
not
family
bad.
drama.
Like it's not bad. It's just it's very different.
Right.
I think the acting's pretty well done so far, but it's good. It's something I've been watching.
You recommend it? You think I should watch it? What's
I mean, it depends on what you're in the mood for. I mean,
Okay,
if you're
so
in the mood for like a.
So this is my very specific question to you, sir. Out of 1 Brett rating star thing to 5 ratings being one being the least favorite, 5 Brett star ratings being the highest rated in this convoluted scheme, how many stars would you give it?
Homie, rated a 1 out of 5.
I'm gonna give it I haven't finished the fucking show yet.
Fair.
That's what I'm gonna give it.
Fair. All right.
I'm watching it on my love for Jared Padalecki as an actor. That's what I'm watching it for.
Really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's why I need to watch The Boys
Can't
because of
really
Jensen
get-
Ackles.
I do need to watch the next season of The Boys. Is that out
I don't
yet?
know. I haven't even watched the first 2 seasons.
I didn't know who Jared was.
The Boys is good.
He's in
I will say,
Supernatural.
The Boys is good.
Correct.
You should watch it.
Oh
He's
yeah.
in Supernatural.
This is the cowboy. This is so cool. Okay. I see why you're seeing it. I would see it. Let's see.
Salo, we need to have more outside talks.
We do.
Because I have to educate you on things.
On Supernatural.
Speaking of
This coming-
educating,
So
I have something I do want to discuss from something I stumbled upon a couple days ago.
is it the fact that people can like get 50% on their homework now by just writing their name on it?
No, that's not what it
Is that what you wanted to talk about? Because you informed me of that,
no.
and I still don't believe.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. The person I'm pet sitting for is a teacher, and she's the one that told me about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, that's not what it was. So,
Okay. Cool.
for those of you familiar with social media, Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that, when you're scrolling, there's occasionally you'll come across an adult content picture or video, and you'll have to like press the button that says like, yes, I want to view this. You know what I'm referring to?
Yes.
All right, now for me, I can't help it. I always have to push that button. Can't help it. Well, I'm going to tell you guys about what I stumbled upon the other day on Facebook. So I was scrolling, and it's a video of 3 people sitting in their car. Okay? And they're doing like a Facebook Live. And the girl is trying to act kind of gangster and kind of thug, and she pulls a gun out and points it at the camera. And I'm like, well, I know why this is adult content now. And she's acting like a thug, and she's talking shit, and she's like saying, like, we'll run up on these hoes or whatever, blah, 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 blah. She pulls the trigger. Nothing happens. And I'm like, oh, God, thank God. Then she manually cocks it back, which, first of all, is horrible for a gun. To manually do that, it's not good for it.
Didn't know that.
It's just not something you should do. You should only do that to clear it.
Yeah,
and you do it slowly,
like the rapid. Yeah,
you don't do this. Yeah, it fucks up the alignment. It's bad for it.
Yeah, it slowly wears down on the weapon.
But anyway, not the point. She does that. She's trying to act like a badass. She's like waving it around, pointing at her homies. Dude in the seat next to her is like, "Yo, can you calm down? You're making me nervous. You're making me anxious." Dude in the back seat's like, "It's cool. It's cool. There's no clip in it." She pulls the trigger, shoots the dude in the head.
What?
Shot him in the temple. The
Playing
dude that
around.
was nervous. The dude that was nervous. Shot him in the temple. I watched this video back multiple times to make sure this wasn't a prank. It was real. Shot him in the temple. He made this horrible sound of like his life leaving his body. Leans over, blood is just flowing onto his shirt. Dude in the back seat and the chick both get out of the car fast as shit. And that's all I get out of this video. So I investigate because I need to know more. I need to know what the fuck happened.
Do tell.
So I'm going to give you the rest of the story that you don't get from this video, which, unbelievable. And when I tell you, like, I saw him get shot in the head, I saw the flash of the gun, I saw his head bounce, and then I saw him drop. I saw it all. It's really, it's a good thing it had that advisory on it. She called the police, as she should.
Mm-hmm.
This was an accident. Like, you're still gonna probably go to jail, but it was an accident. She calls the police, tells them he shot himself.
No. She's a PSA. Piece of...
I don't think that's how you spell that, but we're gonna move on. It's a public service announcement.
It's that too.
She tells the police he shot himself, and she washes the gun residue off her hands, trying to hide it. This was on Facebook Live. There are witnesses.
Someone recorded it, or was it saved on their phone?
It was live. It was a broadcast.
It doesn't go anywhere. It will forever be on
It was
Facebook.
live on Facebook. Like, people were actively watching. So anyway, eventually, so he gets medevaced and gets put in intensive care. 3 days later, he moves to recovery. He survived.
He lived?
He survived.
Yo, that's crazy.
He is still alive today. This was... Hold on, let me check. I have the article pulled up. This was... 2.5, 3 years ago. He is still alive today, and as of an article a couple months ago, he is living with no serious physical or mental ailments. Good for him.
Yeah.
So, here's the rest of this story. And the thing I want to get your genuine reactions to, because I knew I'd get a reaction out of the, she shot him in the head.
Yeah,
That's not the big part.
Oh my God.
So,
she
goes to jail for 10 years. She gets served 10 years for aggravated assault and 5 years for tampering with an investigation. She's going to serve them concurrently, so she'll only go for 10 years. 6 months later, to the day, she is released on probation. She is on probation. She is out. Thoughts?
How many? So she didn't even serve
6 months. 6 months. Here's the article. Just so I can tell you exactly what happened. She was sentenced to serve 10 years for an aggravated assault count and 5 years for a tampering with evidence charge. She pled guilty in August of 2020. Or no, I'm sorry. She pled guilty in August of 2019 to the counts after the April 2018 shooting. She was to serve the sentences concurrently. She began her sentence on December 18th of 2019 and was released on Tuesday, June 18th of 2019, exactly 6 months later. According to her court records, the terms of her probation include visiting a community supervisor, regular drug and alcohol testing, travel restrictions, and 10,000 hours of community service.
Oof. What the heck?
Okay, so outside of the fact that the family's probably elated that happened, that she's free.
I don't think elated's the right word.
Elated that she's free?
Yeah, elated.
What family?
Happy.
What family?
Yeah, no, her family.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
I thought you were talking about his family.
No, not his
Me
family.
too.
I was like, I don't think that's the right word.
No. Her family's probably very happy that happened. That she's free.
Home.
You know, she's not in jail.
That's very
she's
empathetic
home.
of you.
Now, even if, let's say, the individual that was shot pleaded on for her case and was like, "Hey, okay, he didn't." How do you not serve the like at least the 5 years?
At least.
Because I get like the you know, accidental attempted manslaughter. Like, I understand it was an accident.
Here's my thing.
Maybe.
I don't know how she got away with not getting charged for improper discharge of a firearm.
She pleaded.
I don't know, dude. I don't get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that could have been added to that charge. She didn't even spend a year.
6 months.
Like wasn't even given finished minimum sentencing of any of the crimes that she committed there.
Oh, and the other condition is she must stay employed or attend school full time.
Really? So do you guys agree with the 10-year term? I think that's a little bit...
Do I agree with the 10-year sentence?
Yeah. Like, what do you guys think would be fair for that? Something like that.
Longer. Longer than 10 years.
I agree.
She acted like a thug. She shot somebody that was trusting her in the head,
and then tried to
cover it up and blame him.
Should be way longer, huh?
Like, you're a horrible person. And no, and like, what if? So here's the thing: what if he had died? What if he didn't die, but he was, he could never walk again?
Mm-hmm.
Luckily for this guy, he made, as far as I can tell, and I can't get a full story, but as far as I can tell, he made a pretty much damn near full recovery. Yeah. But what if he hadn't? What if she had ruined his life forever? Is 6 months of hers worth his entire life? It's not right, man. It's not.
No, like I said, it would be different if, he pled her case and was like, "Hey, look, I'm not trying to keep this going on any longer. It was a mistake," and that's up to him. That's his mindset on the whole thing. I see no reason that you get released. I don't care if it's for good behavior. There's certain you have to I don't know.
My dad
serve your time.
My dad went to jail for quote unquote armed robbery. I won't lie about what my dad did. My dad went to jail because he stole somebody's weed and he did it by threatening him with a knife. It's armed robbery. My dad got sentenced to 6 years. My dad had to serve 4 before he could get out on good behavior. He didn't fucking shoot anybody. He stole someone's weed.
Yeah, what the fuck?
My dad got a month in jail for smacking somebody because they touched him while he was peeing. She shot this guy in the head! Like, I don't get it.
So,
it's crazy.
do you think? I mean, I know like a situation like this can spawn a lot of conversations. Like, female, right? Race sometimes gets brought into it. Do you think any of these things had a factor? Like, what do you think led to the determination that it was like, hey, we can release this person?
Realistically, if I had to guess, one, I don't like saying that female versus male, but probably. I don't like saying that, but probably. But I think, and I want to have a little bit of faith in our judicial system, just a little bit. I don't have a lot, but just, I think she probably has no priors. She probably doesn't have a violent history. She'll probably be monitored. She'll still be considered a felon, which means she won't be able to own a gun.
Yeah.
Maybe she's not a high risk to be a repeat offender because it was an accident. All of those things could go into account.
Tell you what, that's a lenient ass judge if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Like, she is lucky.
I mean, beyond lucky.
Incredibly lucky.
Mm-hmm. 10,000 hours of community service. That's 1,000 hours of community service a year. 1,000 hours a year. That's less than 100 hours a month. That's her jail sentence.
Yep.
How?
That's crazy.
I don't know.
I agree. I completely agree.
Anyway, I wanted to see y'all's reactions and hear y'all's opinions on that, because I read that and I watched that video and I was blown, like, I don't want to say blown away, that's bad phrasing. I was really taken aback.
That's why I can't take you.
Look, man, it blew my mind, okay?
There you go. He did it again.
Can we get a cancel?
It really gave me a headache.
Leave Daniel
Stop it.
alone.
Stop it.
No, I completely agree. There's been, I know off the back of my, I don't know. You hear so many stories of stupid stuff happening, people getting years and serving those years. And she's over here literally almost assassinated by accident. This guy that luckily for some reason didn't die. And 6 months.
Right. Well, like, I have an example. Like I was talking to somebody and they just spent not too long ago, incarcerated, and their cellmate was somebody who was arrested on, I don't remember the entire story because my memory sucks, but basically they were, incarcerated on some bullshit where their girl said that they got in a fight and he busted up her face. She had no physical, proof of that, but they arrested him anyway. And then, like she made, a bunch of claims, and, he's already spent 6 months in jail, and she's already come out and said that she lied, and that she just wanted, she wanted them to break up, and she wanted him to go to jail, and she lied on him, but now they're broken up so they can let him go, and they still ain't let him go.
That's craziness, man.
The person who accused him straight up said, I lied. She should go to jail.
You're not wrong. That is something I firmly believe, that there need to be consequences for the people that make false accusations.
Right.
Like severe consequences.
Slander.
Because I mean, with some of the things that people are accused of, like sexual assaults,
he can
rape, stuff like that.
He can countersue for slander.
People's lives are ruined because that stuff doesn't go
Never.
away.
No.
It doesn't matter if you're proven innocent beyond a shadow of a doubt.
People Google your name, they're going to see it.
Stigma will be with you your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to see you and associate you with someone who might have done it.
Right.
Oh, but he was innocent. But like, was he really?
But was he, or was he just that innocent that one time?
Yeah, was it the one time, or did he just get lucky with his trial? Maybe they just didn't have enough evidence. Like it will stick with that person forever.
Yep. It's sad, man.
Yeah,
it's sad.
That is.
But yeah, so I wanted to bring that up and see what y'all thought, because this shit was crazy to me when I saw that video and then read into it, and I'm like, well, this chick's going to jail for the rest of her life. Nope, she's not. She's already out. She's been out for a couple years now. Wow, okay. All right. Facebook Live hasn't even been around that long. Like,
All right.
I was pissed. I felt bad for him. I was mad for him. But that does bring up...
You have something?
You got something, Salo?
I was going to say, I didn't want to talk about it, but I'm just going to mention it because I want to share. I want to pass the cringe on to you guys. A Fairly Odd Parents reboot. Fairly Odd Parents reboot. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I don't care.
Really? It was such a pivotal thing in my childhood. I guess it just, I don't know. It must have been ingrained in my consciousness. So when
everything
I saw it, I'm
gets
just
rebooted.
Man. Yeah. This is the whole reboot culture we're in right now.
Everything
with the media.
gets rebooted.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I already had my time being upset with Teen Titans Go, and it didn't change anything.
This is my Teen Titans Go. This is my Teen Titans Go moment. Why'd they have to do it, man?
Oh, hell no. Teen Titans Go was my Teen Titans Go moment.
It is quite horrible.
Bro, that shit upset me so much.
Mad. And then they teased us.
I was furious.
I will say I blocked mostly Teen Titan Go out of my mind because it was so cringy.
Come here.
Not mess with it. But
it was rough. I mean, there was like a bunch of hope. There was a bunch of hope that like Teen Titans Go was supposed to like maybe ease the newer generation into like a new, like a regen of Teen Titans, but
nope.
Fuck us. That's what I got from the whole situation.
Yep.
Yeah. Nah.
Yep.
They even teased it. They teased it at the end too. At the end of Teen Titans Go, they teased that they were bringing back Teen Titans.
They did. No, they brought him back.
So upset. To an episode?
No, to a movie.
Oh, was it a
movie?
movie?
They did an entire Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go movie.
Yeah.
Actually, it was actually pretty good.
Same.
Really?
It's not.
It was actually pretty good. Not even gonna lie, it was actually pretty good.
I'll add it to the list.
I didn't.
You're missing out. You should watch it. It's pretty good. You should watch it. Pretty good.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
There's a great moment in the movie where the Teen Titans Go Titans are like googly eyed over the original Titans because they just look so much cooler and more badass. And then at one point they're like traveling through the multiverse and they end up in the Hey. I'm talking here. Never mind.
How dare he try to speak? Yeah, you let him know.
You let him know. Who let the dogs out?
Not allowed to talk in your house.
Ooh.
So
Gus.
I know.
Anyway,
but that was cool. It's like a meta, like a multiple universe type thing.
Thank you for coming back over here. Yes, so they were like traveling through multiverses and stuff. And, like, it was great because they ended up in the, like, DC animated movie universe. And ended up with those Titans with Nightwing and Cyborg and Starfire. And they just look real badass. And all of a sudden, the Teen Titans Go, you guys aren't the real Titans. They're the real Titans. Like, it's fucking great.
Ooh, the burn.
Oh, it's so good.
So rude.
Yep. It was real weird, though. At one point, Raven was just eating a bunch of other ravens.
No. All right.
Kind of went like full Pac-Man and just started eating all the other ravens around the map. It was really weird.
You slowly make me want to add it to my watch list.
Pretty
Sounds
good.
good.
It's a good watch. I've watched worse movies like Morbius.
Ooh, I heard that wasn't a good movie to watch. I also heard our friend here wants to go see it tonight. Is tonight the night, and it'll happen again and again?
No, it'll happen once, and then he'll regret that he did it.
Probably.
We're not going to get into Morbius, though. It's still too fresh.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Still a little too fresh.
That was weird. I just got a random message. My dad got a refund check from my electric company.
Hooray!
My old electric company.
That's good news.
For a random $26.
That's good. That's like 5, 10, 15.
Well, it's random because
it's like 2 cookout trays.
It's only been 7 months since I was in America.
Only 7
God,
months.
has it been 7 months already?
I think I'm working on the 7th.
Wow.
7 months too long.
It's crazy how time flies, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of things flying, Pat McAfee. For those of you who don't know,
that is a national treasure.
that man is a national treasure. So Salo, just so you know, Pat McAfee used to be a punter in the NFL and made punting cool. For the record, he was so good. He was such a great punter.
He became
good personality.
Yeah.
He became an analyst, like a reporter guy?
He became a podcast aficionado, basically, like a talk show guy.
Huh.
Yeah.
And but he was so good, and he had so much personality, and he did kickoffs. He's the only person in history to ever kick himself an onside kick. He kicked an onside kick and recovered it himself because he's a champion. And I have nothing but respect and good things to say about Pat McAfee. He is also a commentator on Friday Night SmackDown, the WWE.
Woo!
And last weekend, he competed at WrestleMania in a legitimate match against Austin Theory.
Really?
And put on a fucking show.
Oh, he kicked ass. It was
But
great.
a part that so everybody wants to talk about the fact that he did a backflip off the top rope, that he jumped up to the top rope without touching the ropes, that he won the match, that he took a Stone Cold Stunner and he had the big sell for the stunner. No one wants to talk about the best part of the entire match. So I'm going to talk about the best part of the entire match, where Pat McAfee took Austin Theory out of the ring and then put on a pair of headset and started commentating on his own match. Because he's a commentator. He started commentating on his own match, saying, Pat McAfee is kicking this dude's ass. And then I don't remember what his parents' names are, but he said his parents' names, and he's like, Papa and Mama McAfee are watching their baby boy beat the hell out of a douchebag. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
That's freaking
Still
great.
having the headset on, turns over and continues beating the guy.
So great.
I don't see anything about this anywhere.
It was so good. Oh, it was good.
I think it was the best match I saw at WrestleMania.
Top 3.
Most entertaining thing I saw.
I think the best match at Mania was probably Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. That was really good. But
as wrestling fan, probably. But.
Or Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. But you know what? I gotta be honest. All 3 of the celebrities kind of did good. I hate to give Logan Paul credit, but he did really good.
I heard he
performed well.
I heard he actually knows how to do.
Performed well.
Johnny Knoxville looked fine. Wee Man.
It was a little unfair.
It was the
jackass.
It was a 3.5 versus 1.
A homeless man.
3.5 versus 1. You know what, Wee Man? I'm gonna be real with you, dog. Wee Man's always had my respect, but Wee Man let himself go during the pandemic.
Oof.
Proportionally, Wee Man might be bigger than me now.
I met Wee Man. I don't remember if I told you about that.
No.
When'd you meet him?
Yeah, I met him in Germany.
Really?
Oh, yeah, you did tell me about that.
Yeah,
you didn't tell me.
It was the premiere for Jackass 2. Damn, it was that long ago. Oh,
I'm getting old.
yes, premiere for Jackass 2. I met him there. If I recall, we actually talked about football a little bit. But yeah, got my picture taken with him. Got his autograph. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool. Yeah, I've met a few celebrities.
Yeah, there was a big monster promotion going on at the time.
Yeah.
You've met a few celebrities? You just casually say that and you don't mention who? I just met a few celebrities. Nothing to brag about. I've met 0.
I met Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. Haley Williams. Who else have I met? Tyrese Gibson.
Cool. You don't see a lot of folks, celebrity folks down this way over here in the South.
Okay. I guess.
I mean, North Carolina. I live in North Carolina. Nobody's coming to North Carolina. Mr. Beast is in North Carolina. I think to me, he's a celebrity to me, but like,
he's just a celebrity.
J. Cole. We don't have a lot of celebrities that walk by here. You don't have to disagree with me. You can just say, okay. Yes, sir.
I'm not saying yes, sir.
Yeah, man, you work.
Yeah, you work for a living. I was going to say it. Anyway.
So, speaking of just kind of rolling off of celebrities,
about Eminem?
how familiar are you guys with deepfakes?
Oh, yeah.
You don't know who that is.
Oh, that's right.
Shut the fuck up. How familiar are you guys with deepfakes?
Semi.
I've read news articles, yeah.
So, it is in fact getting more and more impressive. Like, I'm talking in like revolutionary change in deepfake technology, like every couple months. Constantly. The work AIs have been doing is really ridiculous. There are things like they've constantly improved like the facial reconstruction, making you look like somebody else, which could theoretically be dangerous in its own right. But now there's voice changers that are almost as accurate as like you would see in like sci-fi movies and stuff like that, like you'd see in like Mission Impossible. It's getting very close to just being exactly like other people's voices. Something that happened recently is a lab by Elon Musk, because Elon Musk has to be involved in everything that is technology. You know, leading the nation. They recently created a thing called the Wall-E. It's in fact a play off of Wall-E, the little robot, right? Wall-E, yes. So their AI, what it does is like you just go into this engine and you type in any combination of words, right? You type in hot dog sky, right? Something random. And it will generate a very realistic image of whatever you typed in. Now, if you keep like redoing it, it comes up with slightly different images for each one, but they all look hyper realistic, like real life objects taken, pictures taken by a camera.
That's spooky.
It's interesting, like how far this is coming, just what AI is being capable of doing. You look like you want to say something?
I'm just frustrated.
Okay.
How is it that we've come this far in technology, but it took 2 years to get anti-cheat in Call of Duty, and Rogue Company can't figure out how to set up a spawn system?
LOL.
No, I'm not even joking. How is it that things that that have already been done are so difficult for some companies, but we're out here making leaps and bounds in technology?
They're probably not hiring the AI people. They're hiring video game developers,
You don't need to hire AI people to figure out an anti-cheat. Anti-cheat's been around since 2005.
I agree.
It's been in previous Call of Duties.
I mean, I think what a lot of it comes down to is one priority, right? How much they care. I think that's a big one, is how much are they actually impacted by this stuff taking place? How much do they care to change it? How much do they care to implement new systems?
Not
and
enough.
Then you have to weigh that care versus how much resources they want to allocate to that. Because a lot of things, like if it's a system that you don't have, you've never worked with before, odds are you're going to have to hire a new team to work on it. If you can't get permission to use certain tools, you're going to have to hire a team to develop it. And so if you're not willing to, if those scales aren't balanced, it's just not going to get done.
They got anti-cheat. It just took them 2 years. 2 years.
From a different perspective, from where I think of when you mentioned that, Brett, to me, I read a while ago, and I pulled up the article just to make sure I wasn't just making stuff up. A video came out of President Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, in war right now, that was a deep fake. Like, they discovered it was a deep fake, and it was a video depicting him telling the Ukrainians to lay down their arms and to surrender. So that just made me think about like the ramifications of like what we're doing here, because this is just like the beginning. Imagine like this is such beginner like technology right now, and they're already incorporating it in the war. Like, that's so crazy to me.
Yeah, it's just going to get more advanced.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I imagine there's going to be professionals that are going to be able to like look at certain things, and it's like, hey, we know that this technique hasn't come this far, and this is the reason why this is a deep fake.
Deep fake investigators will be a thing in the future. That's crazy. I believe it.
I mean, all it takes is for the right image, the right voice clip to get circled around to enough people to enact change in opinion, change in ideals, beliefs, stuff like that. It could get very dangerous.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, it's not going to stop.
Does that freak you out at all?
I can't hear you.
Does that freak you out at all?
Absolutely.
Like, technology, the way that it's like, it's always growing. Like, am I the only one that's kind of freaked out at the idea that 30 years from now, I could be like my grandparents who have no idea what the fuck's going on with technology? Does that freak anybody out?
I hope now, dude. I don't think we would get that. We grew up in an era that's like, we have to become technically adapt. We have to technically adapt to the technologies of our time, and I feel like we're gonna have to just keep adapting. Whereas the past generation didn't even have that. I feel like I'm
already falling behind.
You feel that way? You feel like, in terms of what would you say, like?
So, like, nowadays, well, for starters, nowadays, people are getting their first cell phones at 6, 7.
That's ridiculous. I agree with you. If that's what you think, but I think it's completely ridiculous.
I don't agree with it, but it's happening.
Yeah.
And their first cell phones are better than my current cell phone. You know, like, okay, another example. I'm still a console gamer. Kids nowadays are coming up being just PC gamers. They're learning. There are 13-year-olds that know way more about computers than me.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just something that, like, we grew up in with technology, but we grew up with, I don't want to say rudimentary.
Our technology.
But we grew up with, in today's standards, basic technology. Kids nowadays are growing up with this advanced tech. Like, I don't know. It's just like...
They're being shown and taught how to use said tech for the most part. Like, if stuff comes out, like, it's up to the individual to actually want to learn.
No, and I agree with that, but
about these
the
things.
other thing that you got to keep in mind, at certain points, your brain just stops being capable of learning new things like that.
It stops being capable of learning it efficiently. It doesn't stop being capable of learning.
No, but efficiently and, like, completely.
Yeah, I mean, you might not necessarily understand every in and out of something, but getting a grasp for the existence of certain technology, what certain technology is supposed to do. If you want to know those things, you will.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's just like...
If there are things that actually affect your life, you will, because you do have that core understanding. The difference between, like, us and, like, the previous generations, they didn't have that rooted ground understanding of the core dynamics of technology. But so when this stuff came out, it was beyond that.
But even
so
things that they did have, like, as they've gotten older and we've gotten better at the way we do things have gotten more confusing. My grandmother doesn't understand that emails aren't specific to her computer.
Oof.
She doesn't realize that you can log into your email on a different computer and have the same emails. Email has been around since before me.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like... the way we do things. Email seems like such a simple concept to us nowadays because we have email apps on our phones. But how much stuff that doesn't seem so simple right now is going to seem simple as shit to our grandkids? What if we end up, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, we don't have cell phones anymore? We literally have a fucking implant that you can get.
That'd be an old timer. Fuck that shit. No, heck no.
Or not even an implant. It's a watch, but it can make a fucking hologram.
Nope. I'm sticking with my phone, kiddos.
But that's the point, because you're familiar with it.
Yep.
That's
you
the point.
old whippersnappers, I'm getting ready already.
That is where it will get you. At the point you stop allowing yourself to adapt to the things that come out. The moment you're like, no, I'm not progressing. Whether that's what you mean to be or not, the moment that happens where you have made the decision to not progress, that is when you will be left behind. That is when things will move to a point that you might not be able to grasp.
And I think everybody hits that point eventually, even if they don't want to. I think almost everybody. Some people are 80 years old and are still the most tech-savvy people on the planet, but I think everybody has that natural point where they're like, this is my comfort zone. I want to stay up to date. I've tried learning more computer programs and softwares and stuff like that, but I'm terrified of the idea that 30 years from now I'm going to be like, oh shit, when did I stop caring? I'm so out of the loop now. Like, that's just terrifying to me. I'm just terrified of getting old. I am. I'm terrified of getting old.
I'm right there with you.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
I want to make it to 45 and be done.
Same.
Because then at least
you ain't got much more time. Homie.
Yeah, but at least I outlived my parents.
You got a lot to do before then.
What am I, 27 now?
You're 27?
Yeah. That's 18 years.
Yeah.
See, he was surprised because he's like, damn, I didn't know you were that young.
No, I didn't know he was that old. I didn't think of anything above like 26 was what I was thinking. So 1 year I was off. Not bad.
Okay. We're just going to walk past that. 18 years. I can get a lot done in 18 years. I got a lot done in the last 18 years.
But think of so many years.
Done to you in the last 18 years.
It's true. It's true. Hell, who knows? 18 years from now, I might even have a kid.
Dun dun.
Don't say it, Brett. Don't say it. I know you want to.
What, the fact that 18 years from now you're going to find your kid that you already have? Is that what you're
How old are they going to be by then, Brett?
Carried.
I ain't got no kids, people. I ain't got no kids. Brett's convinced that's not true.
He's knowledgeable of. There's a little Daniel running around there.
No, there's not. Stop that. Don't put that evil on
Yeah,
me.
you're right. It could be Daniela.
Oh,
Daniela. You think there's only one?
I'm being optimistic. Like, am I allowed to be optimistic?
If you had to bet on it.
Come on, man. If I had
If you had to bet on it.
I had to bet on it.
If someone said, here's $100, and you place it on the number of kids that Daniel has out there.
Do they have to be alive?
I don't hope so.
What? What kind of follow-up question is that?
Listen. What I'm saying is, like, he might have had a kid with somebody, right? And then they're like, well, I don't even know this motherfucker's name. And, you know, they had to...
I don't think that counts. I don't think... Let's not even touch that. That doesn't even count.
Business.
They weren't alive! They were never born!
Let's not even touch this.
I thought you meant they died!
Tragic stuff. I'm just saying.
God damn.
Is this... okay, I guess I should clarify. Is this a conversation of how many people you knocked up?
No!
Or
No.
how many kids you have? Well, accounting for the variables.
The variables. Carry the 2, don't forget.
Gotta carry the 2. Subtract the 3.
I thought it was -2. It's
Those are the
-3.
missing ligaments.
Fudge. Fudge and a half. Carry the 2 minus the 3. That makes a lot more sense.
Include the nurse.
I heard about that one.
Don't talk about the nurse. I'm not ready.
I heard about that one.
I'd say 3.5. 3.5.
3.5.
3.5. 3.5.
We need to have a talk.
3.5.
I'm just what I mean is there's one
On the way.
One's still in the oven.
Hold on.
Whether or not that
I didn't think
becomes a whole number or not, that's not
Let me
up
think
to
if there
me.
could be anybody that might have one in the oven.
The 0.5. The 0.5.
Hold on. Carry the 2. Subtract the 3.
Well, it's it's like statistics, right? It's like, statistics say that like every hour, I don't know, 5.6 people die of this, and it's like, where the fucking 0.6 of a person come from?
So wait, every hour 5.6 people die from this, and what are you saying? Every 10 years, 3.5 little Daniels are born?
3.5 little Daniels.
Yeah, man. There's always now whether or not that 0.5 progresses to a whole number, I'm saying that's not on me. That is on the individual.
I would like to establish I ain't got no kids for all our listeners. I ain't got no
3.5 is a mere estimation based on the math.
So wait, hold on. So how different is the number for knocked up but not carried out to term?
Oh gosh.
Carry the exponent.
Add the nurse.
You good over there? Good?
Yeah, I'm waiting on this number.
You'll be all right.
Oh, that fucked me up. Man, he thinking
13.
Damn!
It's a whole number.
Well, it has to be, Salo.
That's right. You're right.
Now, Salo.
No. You're
I do have
right.
justification for my math.
Go on.
Well, unlike his head currently on his, torso, his other one is never wrapped.
No.
Wait, his head on his torso?
Yeah, on the torso. Yeah, up top.
Oh no.
On the torso.
Isn't the other one on the torso?
Nah, man, that's attached to the lower body. That ain't torso.
The torso is the body.
No, the torso is
Let me find out.
Like,
I don't know what a torso
your
is.
waistline up to like your shoulders. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Tonight. We debate what's a torso. Tune in next time.
Ass and crotch count as torso.
Does it? Brett, taking us live on scene.
Not that I know of.
Oof.
Hey, we got Google.
Oh,
That's
no.
why when you disassemble a doll, the legs pop off, but the crotch and ass are still there.
What an example from Daniel. Take it away, Brett.
Yo, I hate the definition of torso. The trunk of the human body.
What?
The trunk.
The trunk.
You got junk in the trunk. Ass and crotch. Thank you.
Oh, shit.
We fact checking people.
Oh, you're right. No, you're right. Everything but the head, neck, arms, and legs. You are correct.
So, I would just like to establish there is a head on the torso. It ain't this one!
That is the right one.
Where did this conversation go?
Well, it spawned from the unconscious decision that you're a whore.
An unwrapped whore.
I'm not a whore.
Now that we're done talking about the unclean individual,
All I can think about when you called me a whore is that one time that kid on fucking PlayStation tried to call me a virgin, and you were just like, you picked the wrong one. Like, you could have picked anyone else in this conversation, and I would have heard you. You could have picked me, and I would have listened. You picked the wrong one.
wrong guy.
And then, you remember the rest of that conversation?
I remember this individual said, "Man,
I've been in balls deep.
I've been in so many ball deep women."
What?
He meant to. I'm pretty sure.
I can't make this up.
I'm pretty sure he meant to say I've been balls deep in more women than you. But he said I've been in balls deep women. And Brett and I both just went, wait, what? And I'm not kidding. This is exactly what he said. Brett's starting to laugh already. He said, I'm bi. I'll suck your dick. To which I said and proceeded to break Brett so much he had to walk away.
Oh no.
Oh shit, I get to beat the shit out of you and get my dick sucked? I'm about to catch a domestic.
Oh no. That's funny.
Oh my god, that's one of my most favorite PlayStation conversations we've ever had.
Can't make it up.
Oh dude, he did. He threatened to suck my dick. I was so confused. I was like, is that a punishment? Like, I'm so confused.
What a threat.
After he was in so many balls deep women.
Balls deep women.
Yo, I need you to stop taking
I'm
drugs.
thirsty.
I mean, he was gonna serve you. I mean, did you hit him back up?
I never talked to him again. I gotta see if I can go find him.
fuck.
Oh my god. I'm in tears right now, bro.
This took a turn.
Whoa. This conversation switched.
The torso conversation.
Anyway.
Wow.
You know what?
All right.
After that, I say we just walk away for the day.
I think I'm done here.
I think we need to recover and recuperate.
I think we're done. I gotta go.
I think I need a beer and a nap.
I need to go examine what parts actually exist on my torso.
I need to Google a picture of our biology, our anatomy, and everything else.
Oh, yeah. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Salo's going to go Google. I'm going to go shower, and Brett's going to go wipe his torso. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We are Beyond Us, and we will see you next time.
See you later.
Adios.